This is Emilio Rivera, El Padrino, and you're watching Taboo's Comics and Kicks.
Hola amigos, what's up everybody? This is another amazing episode of Taboo's Comics and Kicks. My guest today, I'm honored to call this man a brother because, working with his schedule, he's on demand, but when he hit me back and he's like, Tab, I got you, bro. We were on the same baseball team at one time, and, this man is a talented baseball player. He's a talented artist, actor. I mean, you know him from Sons of Anarchy. You know him from the Mayans. I know him from Que Loco with George Lopez as a stand-up comedian. And I really appreciate his humble beginnings because he's always reinvented himself, kept pushing the game to be able to challenge himself and continue growing as an entertainer, as a talent. The man I'm speaking about has been on Con Air, Cable Guy, Traffic. This man is an icon in my eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for LA's finest, Emilio Rivera.
Hey, Taboo, that's a beautiful entrance. Thank you for that. But, I'm a big fan of you, seeing you, the Black Eyed Peas, and seeing Raza up there on
Yes,
board.
sir.
That makes me proud. You know what I'm saying? And actually, one time you saw me at the Ice House time
exactly.
doing comedy live. You know what I mean? So now I remember you going up there, we gave each other a big hug, and here we are again, homeboy.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for that.
And I love
you're an icon. You remember this, okay?
Thank you, brother.
It's beautiful,
Appreciate
man.
That. It's a beautiful thing to see people like yourself that come from LA, humble beginnings, hard knock life, just like all of us, man. Whether, myself and Will Iron, we're both products of projects. He was in Estrada Courts, I was in Dogtown. But the thing that kept us dreaming was music and entertainment and just saying, I'm going to represent East L.A., I'm going to represent Boyle Heights on a global scale. Right. Let's talk about your humble beginnings because I want the people to know where you come from and how you started.
Well, I come from not too far from you, bro. I used to go to Dogtown, for to pick up stuff. You dig what I'm saying? The projects, and I'm being honest with this. This is what it was, man. They had good shit, but I was from Frogtown. That's where I was there since 1965, and I was there to 2005 on the same block, brother. I'm talking about. And in our time, my mom a lot older than you are, but it was 70s and 80s, bro. It was some crazy ass times, and saw some things that I wish I never saw, but part of the environment,
of course.
And I was a part of that, but man, you learn. You don't think there's nothing past that, until I got into the entertainment business, and when I did Con Air, it was the first time I really went anywhere. You dig? Because when you go out of the barrio, something's gonna happen. So you're gonna get hit up. You're gonna hit somebody up. It's gonna go down. There's no.
Yeah, of course.
Just texting stuff. Yeah. It's all live, and here we go. And until you get out and you start seeing that you don't have to be on your guard everywhere like the way we were. You know what I'm saying? You go and people actually smile at you. It's just. The industry saved my life.
Emilio, your first film was Con Air?
That was my first. I had done like 3 TV shows. My first film was a movie called Mi Familia. Mi Familia. That was my first film ever.
East Side Morales?
And me and Jimmy Smith had a part together. We robbed a store together. But Con Air is the one where I was away for 4 months from home. I was for 4 months, and then where I made a little bit of money, and where I was able to quit my day job. I was a mechanical engineer for Hostess Cakes and Dolly Madison Cakes. But in my barrio, and so in 95, I was able to quit
lifetime supply of Twinkies, huh?
Every day, homeboy.
Cupcakes.
You know what's funny though, bro? You know what's funny? Because it was in my neighborhood. So every time we go to school, we'd go jump in the trucks. Before we went to school,
grab a box?
All the time. That was it was in my neighborhood. You had to pass that before you got to school. And then all these years later, I become a mechanical engineer there. So they would say, Lefty, they call me Lefty. Hey, Lefty, there's somebody still in the trucks, man. Well, I knew it was my people. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I'd go over there into the trucks and I say, hey, bro, take everything, take that over there. And I go, hey, get out of here, man. after they were packed up. Yeah. No, because I know what it was, homie. There was always going to be free cakes.
Go over there and pretend to care.
Take
it off. What are you doing?
No, because I knew we did the same things as kids, bro.
Yeah.
Of course. So now it's the other kids.
You understood it.
And so then they knew who I was, and I go, and I was just like, what are you guys doing? And I'd be going, I was just and then when they were all packed up, I go, get out of here, man. And I look good for the people that worked there, but at least everybody was strapped. They got their stuff. Yeah. And they were not losing nothing, bro, because they throw away so much shit anyway. You dig what I'm saying? So it's good, man. You got to take care of the people. You got to take care of your own people, boy, Yeah, man.
And so Con Air was the first initial big movie that can you talk about the role that you played?
I played a guy named, they cut us out of the whole movie, bro. We had a great role in there. And, but I got to tell you what I learned from there. You know, we were out in locations a lot, went over Nevada. And one time we were in a club and there was me, Danny, everybody was there at that club. They had a section for us, right?
Who was there?
Me, Danny Trejo, Steve Buscemi, John Cusack, everybody but Nick Cage. But everybody was there. And we're having a good time. There was a section, and I had got into good cigars in, right? Now check this out.
I was going to bring you some cigars.
I got plenty of those. We're good. But next time we hook up, we'll switch. But check this out. So we're sitting down, right? And Danny Trejo's right next to me. So we're sitting down. I have my little smoke in that club, right? I'm smoking a cigar. And these two cholos are looking at me straight up like mad doggy. But I'm trying to be cool. Because I'm still, of course, I'm acting, but I'm still activated.
He doesn't want to mess up the check either.
For me, huge stars. Then they were huge stars, you know. Right. And I'm sitting down, and then this guy's like two cholos from that, I guess, where they live there, you know. One comes over hardcore, you know, and he goes, "Hey, I said, give me one of those cigars like that, homie."
Wow,
that's very disrespectful, right? So off the top, I should just hit him, you know.
Yeah.
And in my head, I just sock him up, right? But I look this way, Danny Trejo's there. John, I seen all these stars next to me. And my head, it happens this fast, but I said, they're going to say they hired the Mexican guy, he couldn't control himself, and started fighting in the club with all these stars. Now we're all in trouble. Happened that fast. And I flipped it, homeboy. I go, which one do you like, bro? I told him like that. And he took him aback. He got taken aback, and he goes, well, what's the difference? Now we got a conversation. I go, this is a Maduro, a little bit strong. If you're just starting, this is a good one. He goes, I'll take that one, bro. Got up, I fucking fired it up for him, bro. And he goes, hey, thanks, man. And then Danny Trejo looks at me. He goes, you grown up, homeboy. Like that.
Wow.
And I took that to the heart, homeboy.
That's a mic drop moment, bro.
Right, homeboy?
Yeah, because you
were...
Is
that fucking badass or what?
That
I can't even fucking write that shit, homeboy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. I'm sorry, I cussed over here.
No, you're good. You're good. This is your home, bro. Whatever you feel, emotion, whether it's
beautiful,
a fuck
bro.
or a shit, it don't matter. The fact is your humility in that moment to be like, yo, wait, I'm going to fuck up my situation if I go into active mode.
Yeah.
Let me kill this guy with kindness and like flip it on him.
But it just happened that way because because nobody's ever talked to me that way. I've always been a guy where you respect me. I always want to respect, but it has to come both ways. You dig? If you say something sideways, I was a guy that was I was a snapper, homie. You know what I'm saying? And or I should have snapped. He goes, hey, give me one. Give me one of those cigars. Listen, you know, just straight up like that. And you could say it, hey, give me a cigar. So you could say it a different way, but the way it came at me, the tone I did not like. You know.
Yeah. Of course.
It was just, you know what, homie?
But I bet you what happened is you changed his life in that moment too.
What was that?
I bet you changed his life in that moment too.
I think, I know, brother, I changed, I've had a lot of those moments over the years, right? And, 5 years later, I did this big movie with Ashley Judd and Morgan Freeman and with Vin Diesel. And I'm over here at
What movie was that?
It was Vin Diesel was A Man Apart with him and Lorenz Tate. And the other one was Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd. They came out at the same time, like literally a month apart, right? So I had a few homes, and I was shopping at Home Depot, and then these three cholos were passing by, and I was walking down the aisle. I could see them, peripheral vision. I could see, and I still got my eyes open. Even to this day, my eyes are always open. You know what I'm saying? It's just streets that's instilled in us, you know. And as I was going down, I could see them, like every aisle. So then I went to the screwdriver section. I got a screwdriver, put in my back pocket, and then I just rushed them. I said, hey, homie, you know me or what? Because it was an area where it's 4 different neighborhoods. Even though I'm not doing nothing no more, it's just I got confronted because see what's going on. I don't want to be caught in the backside, you dig? So I go, hey, homie, you know me or what? And they said, yeah, bro, we saw you in A Man Apart last night, bro. You got down. I felt embarrassed, homeboy. Yeah. I felt embarrassed. And back then, there was not like phones and stuff, so I signed some autographs, and that was that. And from that day, homeboy, I just learned to smile. Mm-hmm. I smile all the time. Because, a lot of time, nobody wants problems, bro. So a smile will always break up that, what? You dig? Mm-hmm. So now I smile. You know what? Everybody smiles back. Nowadays, a lot of people pretty much know me, but, I learned from that time, just smile. Whether locals, hardcore, what's going on? And then they smile back. Because nobody in reality wants problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? They feel they got to defend,
No, that's great that you came to a maturity. Because it's like growth, man. It's growth in knowing, like, bro, like, people look up to you. And sometimes you have, that old version of you will come out and be like, wait, I am on a fucking movie. I have done this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And so that's why people are so enamored by you and what you bring. Let's talk about from Con Air, you going into the next iteration of you as an actor. What was that?
It just, after Con Air, I did all the TV shows. What happened is, Michael Mann, I got to work with the big guys early on, Michael Mann, Steven Soderbergh, and what happens is they got like a real guy. Guys that would play guys like me, now they got the real guy. They got me and Danny Trejo, and the word gets around quick, bro. So we couldn't stop working.
Yeah.
Like it was like jobs. Sometimes you kind of turn down jobs because you had this going on, and they're trying to work you in the schedule. It was a blessing, homeboy. Of
course.
It was a blessing. It's just God's way for me to say, you know what? Do this now. You got a different purpose now.
Of course.
Because other shit didn't mean nothing. But I don't knock it. I know how it is to say my value, this and that, because that's all you got sometimes, And no, there's so much more, bro. Take care of the familia, there's so dream big.
Of course.
Bro, who would even think this, right, homeboy? When I was a kid, I was always a show-off kid, though. I tell you that, I stuttered a lot, homeboy. Like I really stuttered a lot. And so I always had to be the best athlete because I couldn't talk a lot because it was embarrassing to listen to me. My dad would say, "Don't talk when we go somewhere. Don't talk." It was embarrassing,
Yeah.
So I had to do everything else I did. I was great at because I couldn't communicate. So I communicated with my skills.
How did you get rid of the stutter?
Brother, late in my life, because at least when I'm acting, I was still studying when I was acting. I still stutter now, but when I was acting, I knew what I was going to say. And see, I have that ADD. What's the one
ADHD?
where you have to do it over and over again?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so like
why
for me to read a script, I have to read like 4 times for me to understand it.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, why did I say that? I have to go back 5 pages or read it. So by the time I read a full script, I know how to do it 8 different ways because I read it 8 different times. You dig what I'm saying? And it's just so one of my mentors, he said, see, he caught me when I was kicking crack cocaine and heroin, and I was like 6 months clean, and I would ramble. I would just ramble. So he told me, slow down. People want to hear what you say. So just think about what you're going to say, then speak. Don't talk before you can think, And it was so easy. Why didn't somebody tell me this before? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. I just took my time. And because I feel like sometimes you don't feel like you're much of anything. You just want to they don't really care to hear me. So you just spurt it out. You know what I mean? And then you start learning that people actually want to hear your words. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So now I think about it, and it's just and I'm not going to say it's easy like that for any stutterer, because it's how do you say it's a handicap, But that's what helped me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, in the barrio, you don't gotta say much. I hardly talked. I was one of that guy that hardly talked. I was the guy that don't talk. That was me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Around my friends, it was cool because they knew how I spoke. But I just like, hey, where you from? Who's holding the bag? This is real simple phrases. You know what I'm saying? Basic phrases.
How long have you been removed from that time period of using?
35 years. May 15th was 35 years, homeboy.
For me, I've been 18 years removed from that time period. Yes, sir.
What a fucking blessing, right?
Right?
And I gotta tell you, man. You know what? I mentor a lot of kids, a lot of people. They'll say, "Hey, man, I got clean sober because of you, man." And they'll send me a picture of their 6 months chip, and I say, "Well, let me see your year." And they'll send me, bro. I got people that send me pictures of pictures of 5-year chips because they're so easy to get a hold of us now because of Instagram,
Yeah.
And I keep my little file of who's who, And hey, bro, I got 30 days. Hey, well, keep on going.
One day at a time.
You're getting started. It gets better. I tell them, it's so on Fridays, homeboy. My wife told me, you know what, man, because I even like right now, this little fellowship, it's my little fellowship on Instagram, right? So I think on Fridays I'm gonna do a sober Friday, like just a 1-minute thing, and let the people, because there's so many people I hit up, they hit me up, and I know it's not Clark's. Okay, tell who you are, but I'm not hiding anything no more, dude. You know what I'm saying? Bro? I'm not hiding nobody, because I am where I am because of my soberness.
Yeah, me too, dude.
When you guys talk about your sobriety, what's the hardest thing about someone getting sober? Because obviously it's like, well, just get clean, but that's not the reality. What's the hardest
not
thing
knowing
to
you have a
click?
problem, denial that you don't have a problem, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing. And you can't just tell anybody to get sober. They're gonna get sober when it's time, when it's their time. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
For me, it was like, because I'm in the music industry and he's in the acting world and TV world. But for me, because I'm around it 24/7, whether we're doing an after party or off the stage, it was always around me. So the difficult part was, how do I have the willpower. When my crew's drinking champagne and I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I see people doing some bumps, people, rolling on ecstasy, and
Is
I'm
that
just
how you got started? Was touring, or you were started before the P's?
I started smoking. I started using. Of course, it starts with the joint here in high school or whatever. A little bit after, but then once success came, it's everywhere. So
it was after success is when you started.
Like really started.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this on several occasions. I don't have a filter. Before you tell me what's wrong with me, let me tell you what's wrong with me in the life that I live, because I made mistakes. And I often talk about, my sobriety being sacred, because I did go through that. I did have to fall to be able to get back up and really be a mentor, be an example to our youth, especially in indigenous communities and Latino communities, so that we can say, look, we made some mistakes. We overcame that. Look at us now. We want to be able to be of service, and how we can inspire those that are in the fight, going through their addiction and their, personal, as he said.
Because it is a fight.
It is a fight.
And what was your moment where you decided you had to get clean?
I was losing my mind. I was already like a crazy guy, and then I was on. But see, what it is, brother, is that I started heroin when I was 17, right? First time I slammed it, you know what? It made me kind of normal. You dig what I'm saying? Like now we have medicines to, mellow guys out, like whatever we have, ADD.
Right.
Now that heroin made me like normal. You dig? And then, but I like to slam. I was speedball a lot. You know what I'm saying? I just speedball a lot. And then the PCP, that was the 80s thing. You know what I'm saying? But what really messed up my drug thing was when the crack hit. See, I just slammed coke and heroin. Now I could get the same rush without putting needles in my arms and have all. Because in my neighborhood, the cops would come and they would pinch your arms, and if you had a little blood come out,
all the tracks.
They would take you in. So now I could get the same rush with the crack, and it took over everything, bro. It took over. I mean, you're not supposed to say how much you do, but I was doing a lot. Because I had a good job, and then I was doing this and that. Too.
This is before the acting world, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So when I got clean, bro, when I got clean, I was doing this. I pulled out 2 of my teeth with some channel locks, and my eye was just slipped. Bro. It was like, I'll look at you. And I was a mechanical engineer. My job is to work with my eye, build shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing this, but I had I would be the foreman. So I would just write the list. I go do that, get it done. I don't care how fast you do it, but make me look good. And they did, and they did. But this eye would go like this, homeboy. Like literally it would just turn white. And mom would cry. She goes, Mijo, you're so handsome. What are you doing yourself? Look at you. I was messing my back because it messes with your nervous system. I was doing so much, bro. Like you start losing control of your body. You really do. And so when I got clean, and then I was just not giving a fuck no more. Like I was just didn't care. I was a functional addict, but now I'm functional going like this. I mean, I was kind of trippy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I got clean, cold turkey. Where I lived at, I used to have a few homes. I punched out every room in the house had holes. I was rather punch the walls and hit people anymore. I knew how to get clean. I swear, homie, it looked like a bomb was in there. And it was the old school stucco. It wasn't that little ply. What's the one with the wire in between? And my family at the time, they left for 2 weeks, and I punched out every damn thing in there, broke a couple of windows, and I had a couple come and see me, and I went through NA, bro. And I went through my Ernie, rest in peace. I love you, homeboy. He took me, and I thought it was like a gang convention kind of NA kind of thing where everybody's just rowdy as fuck. And I thought it was a setup, because I had a lot of enemies, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I was a real deal. And so I stood up against the wall, and I'm listening to your story. I'm still twitching, And what was a trip is like those guys were like me from different barrios, but they had the same stories I did. And I listened, bro. And well, I don't want to be that fucked up, even though I already was. You see, I'm seeing myself from the outside looking in at these guys, but that was me. And I go, I don't want to be that guy. Then you start going home, you go, I am that guy. You dig? And I broke it. And prayer, and I called out God like ugly. Like, fuck you, motherfucker. Where you at, homeboy? Like ugly. Because I was a crazy guy. I would like call up anybody. I go to neighbor and call everybody out. I called out God like I called out people. And he came, homeboy. And he saved my ass, homeboy. That's why, I'm not a religious guy. I was raised Catholic, but I was never a church guy. But at the end, they say to call him when you're down and out. And I didn't. he showed up. You dig? And I asked him. I have to say that whenever I do an interview because it's the only excuse. This is the only not excuse, but the only reason that I'm still here.
I would say the same thing, B, because when I hit rock bottom in 2007, and I'm glad we're having a candid conversation, ladies and gentlemen, because this is important for our viewers and our people that tune in for nostalgia. You got to know what the downfall and the freaking hitting rock bottom to be able to get to the Mayans and Sons of Anarchy. For me, it was like 2007, going to that isolation area called, a jail cell. And just for 8 hours, just knowing like, fuck, I just fucked up Black Eyed Peas. I just fucked up my life. And then calling my business manager and saying like, yo, dude, I got a drug problem. I got, an alcohol problem. I need help. So then going into that realization and then tapping into creator, give me a chance to like live this out because I want to be there for my wife and my kid. My wife was my girlfriend at the time and I had my son, Josh. But then hitting rock bottom again with cancer in 2014 for me and getting diagnosed with cancer. And now it's like mortality. I didn't bring it upon myself, but it's also calling out to creator and saying, same, I'm not a religious person, but I really tapped into like, give me a sign that I'm going to fight this and I'm going to get through this because we need moments to really tap into a spiritual enlightenment to guide us through this, through our darkest times. As much as our triumphs, we also call to a higher frequency and spirituality. And I'm glad that you share that because I felt that same thing battling cancer in 2014, man.
Wow, well, God bless you. You're there, homeboy.
Thank you, my brother.
You're right here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
You said it perfect. The thing is, bro, is like I see people die or people they OD or they commit suicide, and I go, brother, you're just called out. All you gotta do is call out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just something. I've lost a few people with suicide, and that's why it hurts me so bad because it get better. Maybe in a day, maybe in a month. It don't matter, but it doesn't. Don't do that. Yeah. There's no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? It hurts my heart so bad. You know what I'm saying? It really does.
And I'm glad that we are able to speak on the dark side because a lot of it is transparency, is being candid. And I think that's what my platform is about. Yes, we love nostalgia. Yes, we love, collectibles and all the fun stuff. But then it's like the human story of how we overcome these moments in our life to be able to get back up and say like, yo, I got a bright future.
Right.
Let's talk about this amazing opportunity to be part of not only Sons of Anarchy, but also the Mayans. Like, what was that like? What was the initial, first call on that?
The first call was I was hired as Sons of Anarchy. I was part of their crew. I wasn't a Mayan guy.
Right.
I was part of them.
What season was this? What season of Sons of Anarchy? Were you part of the initial season?
No. The pilot. When we did the pilot, I played an Indian cat. My name was Hawk. Clean shaven like you are.
Yeah.
But I wore a leather bandana. Fucking looked pretty bad. I was a killer, homie. For Clay, I cut necks. I was a real silent, be done, get out of here, right? And Clay was not Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was Scott Glenn. So when they did the pilot, but it was kind of weird because when we would film the pilot, they would say, tomorrow at church at the table, we're going to go kill those wetbacks. And I would look at them like, motherfucker, I'm right here.
Yeah.
It didn't make no sense, right? Because in real life, I would just say, hey, bro, step back with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be a Mexican on the white table.
Yeah.
And what happened was, so when they saw the pilot, I guess it didn't make sense to them either. So they called me and said, Emilio, I got good news and bad news. Bad news is they fired you from Sons of Anarchy. You better have some good news, homeboy, because that's no good because it's a serious regular job. The good news is that they want you for Marcus Alvarez. And I had read the script and I seen Marcus. Marcus was just in there for a little bit, And I said, okay. I go, is the money the same? No, the money's money. It was like here and here. So I turned it down.
Yeah.
I turned it down. And we went up a little bit and I turned it down again. And then with negotiation, that's all about that. You know how it is, right, homie?
Yeah.
And then the last, they go, Emilio, this is the last call. This is the last offer they have for you. And my wife, who I'm married to this day, Yadi, said, she goes, baby, take the job. Show them who the fuck you are. She told me like that, homeboy. That's awesome. That's my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to the wives, man.
My wife,
she's an actress too, so she understands the business.
We just got tonight's the season finale of her show on Family Business. We have run a show together the past 6 years.
That's awesome.
I was doing that when we were doing the Mayans, but anyway, they and it worked out, bro. Like 12 years. Because of my wife. Because over the years, I have turned down a lot of jobs, mainly because of the money. I want to feel respected too. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I won't say the jobs. And she'll go, babe, show them who the fuck you are. And it turns out to be a big movie. Babe, show me the fuck. She knows that's good. She feeds me my ego pretty good sometimes. You know what I mean?
She knows what makes you tick.
Well, you know, because sometimes I say I don't want to do it. I go, they fucking they're trying to do this. I go, I made that money when I was back in '95. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different nowadays. And she goes, and then we'll go a little bit more, and everything works out nice. And then it turns out, I go, I'm glad I did it, babe. Thank you, because she's my rock, homeboy. I'm just a bro. Because how can I say? I'm not the businessman, but my wife's the one. She's like, she oversees everything. She's like, I'm the front man, and she's in the back going, yeah, that one, baby. Nah, not that one. And you know what? It's always good. I mean, I always try to be like the leader, and really, in hindsight, she's a leader, bro. Of course, she watches.
Boss lady, just like my wife.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Dog?
Be honest, man.
Yeah, but I can't say it's all me. It's 85% her, bro.
It's definitely you definitely needed that strength, you know. And I've been blessed, like you, to have an amazing wife in my corners, dude. She rode with me when you know, like before I was successful. She rode with me when I was battling addiction. She rode with me through cancer. So the fact that she's like, you know what, I'm gonna ride with you through sickness and health. Die, homeboy, literally. Yeah, for sure. And she knows how to kick me in the, you know, and she knows how to support me.
And we
right?
need that. I'm not gonna even lie about that shit. I mean, to this day, shit. I mean, my wife, I'm a lot young. She's a lot younger than I am. But she got that old soul. Like it's really, because I'm really, I'm an old school guy. But she has old school ways, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's beautiful, man. You know, it's just beautiful.
So now you're in how many seasons of Sons, and then you get the call about Mayans?
I did 7 seasons of Sons, and I'm glad I lived. And I told Kurt in about 4 seasons, like, I know everybody started dying. I go, hey, Kurt, listen, when I die, I don't want to die chicken shit, bro. I want to go out guns blazing. I want to go out badass. And then he puts his hands on my shoulders and he goes, your death is going to be glorious. And then I go, cool, man. I walk away. I walked away and I go, fuck, I'm going to die. I didn't want to die. And then we went 7 seasons. And then a year and a half went by, and then Kurt calls me up. And he says, hey,
tell me who Kurt is, so people at home, they're talking about
Kurt
the creator.
He's a creator of Sons of Anarchy. I first worked for him on when we did The Shield many years ago, you know. And he has said in his interviews, he goes, I already knew when I had worked with, who my markers always would be, and it was because we worked on The Shield together, so it's kind of cool. So, you know, a lot of stuff over the years, bro.
And then he's married to
Katie Segal. I did a podcast with them, great people.
I know, you were going to get him on our show, remember?
Shout out to Katie Segal. We just had David Faustino on our show, Married with Children. So shout out to
she was here?
Yeah, no. David Faustino was here.
Bud Bundy.
Okay,
He played the son. He played Katie's son on Married with Children.
Of course, bro. Bud Bundy, yeah. No, great people, bro. Great people. And then he calls me up and he says, hey, Emilio, you got time for lunch? I go, yeah, cool, man. And we met him down for lunch. We caught up a little bit. And then he said, hey, we're going to do it, man, you know. And I kind of heard some stuff, but I don't want to say nothing until he says it all. And I go, we'll do what? He goes, we're going to do the Mayans. And did it 5 years, homeboy, you know. It's fucking beautiful, man. You know, I mean, that never really happens, bro. You dig what I'm saying?
That's amazing. To go from Sons of Anarchy and then have a spin-off, the Mayans.
And then to say, you know, and to actually turn it down the job many years ago. Then my wife said, take it, babe. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
That's a testament, bro.
You know what I'm saying, Lou?
Yes, sir. Are you working on anything new?
I did 3 TV shows. 3 TV shows earlier this year. I did 3 movies. One just came out today on Hulu. It's called Under Fire with Mason Gooding and Dylan Sprouse. I'm in season finale tonight of season 6 of A Family Business. I just finished another movie called The Joy of Christmas for next Christmas. So another one Totally
You're in a Christmas movie?
I did it, bro. Well, I was in one before, so check it out. I'm telling you, haven't seen it. It's called, oh man, El Camino Christmas with Tim Allen, Vincent D'Onofrio, a big cast, a beautiful.
Now I gotta watch it.
No,
it's Christmas time, bro.
I know. What's it called?
Go ahead.
El Camino Christmas.
El Camino Christmas.
You gotta watch. It's funny. Dak Shepard. It starts at the cast, bro. And we're on it. I saw.
Is it like a comedy?
It's a comedy, bro.
Okay.
It's a great story. And then the guy, oh my God. When you see it, you'll see a lot of people you know.
El Camino Christmas.
It's a hostage situation.
Add that to your Christmas list, bro.
I mean, yeah.
El Camino Christmas, check it out. And it's a classic.
Is it family friendly?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Like my daughter could watch it?
Oh, yeah. They're going to laugh, bro. There's little kids in there, you know. So, and the one that I just did called The Joy of Christmas is with, remember the movie I did, Flamin' Hot?
Yeah.
He paid my son on that movie. Eva Longoria directed this and that. So I just finished a Christmas movie with him, but this time he pays my son-in-law. You know, so it's kind of with Diane Loretto, my daughter.
Shout out to Flamin' Hot, man. That movie, I mean, the story, first of all, the guy that, Cheetos guy, the Flaming Hot Cheetos. I mean, dude, this story is epic.
Richard Montañez.
Yeah, dude.
Great guy. You know, it's funny because, 12 years ago, we were at the Laker game because he had his own, suite up there with a Pepsi. And he told me, he goes, hey, Emilio, they're talking about doing my movie. I'll go, it should be done. It should be done. He goes, no, but what I'm trying to say is that when they do it, I want you to play my father because you remind me of my father. I go, hey, man, thank you. That's beautiful to say that. I go, but let me tell you, when it goes to the studio, it changes. You know what I mean? It's whoever you like is beautiful.
Yeah.
But when it gets there, it can be who they want. And they got their people that they want already. So I get the call. And at the end of the day, it was him and Jesse Garcia who asked for me to play the father. And I ended up getting the role. Because other people wanted that role. It's a great role, you know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting it, bro. It was a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying? The relationship that him and his father had was the same relationship that me and my father had. We always bumped heads, man, So all I did was play my father. That's all. It was so easy for me to play that role. You did.
Yeah.
Never got along with, love my dad. I love your dad. Rest in peace. We just never, I was a travieso, bro. I was I was not a kid. And I think about it now and I tell my wife some of the stories as a kid. Because sometimes you're driving and it pop up and I have to say it, So at least they know a little bit about me growing up. And she goes, you know what, baby, you were really bad. And I said,
thanks for reminding me.
Hey, babe, you wasn't shit.
No, because
thank you, appreciate it.
Because I say, I get you, Dad. I know why I was treated the way I was treated because I would probably treat you the same way, if I had a kid that obnoxious, not and obnoxious in a way that I had to fuck shit up all the time, bro. I had to break things. I couldn't be hear it quiet. There always had to be noise, because in the house all we heard was noise. You know what I'm saying? So I could never. It was just weird, man. Now and it's weird because now I'm older and all I want is peace. You know what I mean?
That part, yeah.
The evolution. Speaking about Eva Longoria, I had the honor of playing on a softball or baseball team for this charity called Padres Contra Cancer, and I was blessed to be part of his team. This man was the captain. And we played at Dodger Stadium, and it was just the most epic moment because I got to see who's about it, right? This man was about it. There was a couple other
Who else played in it?
Oh, we had it was quite a few people on there, bro. I can't remember that. I wish we had a roster, bro, because we had Corey Bellinger was on our team though,
and Jock Peterson
and Peterson,
So the Dodgers were
we had
Dodgers.
We had celebrities and Dodgers actors, actresses, and it was just awesome to see who was about the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just remember this man being about the game, and
What position did you play during the game?
Third base.
And
would you play?
I was left field. I still had a gun. See, almost before I got hurt, I could still run. But I got to tell you, homeboy, because I was raised. My neighborhood was right there in Frogtown, 1 mile from Dodger Stadium. So all my life, I was going to pitch for the Dodgers. I pitched for 12 years in real life, But then I got sidetracked with the heroin. That kind of threw everything off. I let a lot of people down by doing that. But anyway, so all my life, I was going to be a Dodger. I've always been Dodger game since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I gotta tell you this, homeboy, because I hit it as much as I could. When we were in the home plate doing the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, I started crying, bro. I did. It was like I made it.
Yeah.
It was fucking for everybody. It was a trip, right?
It was such a powerful moment because I got to.
You watched him cry, or
No. We were all standing there,
Right,
Tab looked over you like, we didn't make the team, bro.
Bro, you know what? Fuck it. We chose another path. We still won.
2 runs that day. Right now, I had 2 because they brought in the gates. And so I told my wife don't know who Kirk Gibson is. I go, if I hit a home run, because I've always been a home run hitter. I go,
you did.
When I hit the home run, I'm running around.
You hit second base?
Crying, on the down low.
He smashed that shit too, bro.
So then I sat down. I go, fuck. I didn't do the Kirk Gibson. So I go, if I hit another home run, I'm gonna do it. I hit back-to-back home runs, and I still.
You forgot.
Because the crowd's clapping, bro.
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
I felt like a fucking Dodger, homeboy. That's my fucking dream.
Did they let you guys wear the full uniforms?
No, we had our own uniforms. It was Padres Contra Cancer. We had black uniforms.
Yeah.
It was just a great moment to play at Dodger Stadium, have the Dodgers play.
Are you the only good athlete in the piece?
No, I'm
saying, are you the only good athlete in the group?
Will's a good football player because he's fast.
Okay.
He was playing football until he got a concussion.
I remember. I think I heard him talk about that. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude, he got a concussion playing for Pee Wee football.
That's what they say. That's how a lot of football players become basketball players.
So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna get into rapping." I'm glad he got into rapping. I'm glad you got into rapping, bro.
But I got to tell you the difference. And I was at the time I was already old. I was like That was like, what, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? I was like 50. I was still like 56 years old, right, at the time. And so they hit a ball left field, right? And I'm thinking, if I catch it out of bounds, it's still an out. So I'm kicking ass, bro. Boom, boom, boom. I catch the ball, it's an out. But check this out. I thought, okay, got it. Got the catch, right? From center field, who's behind me here's good catch. Bellinger, homeboy. Ooh. That's the difference. I ran like, from left field to catch it outside. He ran from center field, and he was there to back me up, bro. Difference, bro. That's the difference between
I have a better moment of yours, though. I have a bigger moment. So we're playing in a golf tournament. It's me, Emilio, Byron Scott, and who else was in our group that day?
Glenn Plummer.
Oh, Glenn Plummer. And hit a tee shot down the fairway. And he said something before, and I said, just line up a little more this way. You're going to make it. And he hits the shot, and he kind of yanks it a little right, hits a couple rocks, comes down on the green, goes in the hole.
I go, get in the hole. And it went in the hole and for an eagle.
The whole crowd, everybody goes crazy, man. We're like, it went in.
Yeah. So it was good. You get those moments, right? That live forever. I still talk about that story. I showed it to my homeboy the other day.
You have it on video?
I shot the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I shot a video of him going to get the ball. We're talking about the moment. But
next time you have like the golf thing going, I want to go. Bro. Because I just want to hang out, bro.
No, check this out, homeboy. So every year I have a foundation.
It's in like June, right, Emilio?
This one's in June 15th now.
June,
so it's for, I raise money for the Hispanic kids who, Chicano, Mexicano, it's just, we say Hispanic, that's what's called Hispanic 100, but so Emilio Rivera Forward, always education. Mm-hmm. And we raise money for the kids that got the brains, but they don't got the funds to go to college. Yeah. And every year we do that, homeboy. And so I just got the date last night, June 15th. You'd be my guest, homeboy.
June 15th.
I would love for you to be there.
Are you going to do it at California Country Club?
No, Woodland Hills Country Club. We're back to the original.
You guys raised a little more money this year?
No, you
guys got a little rich?
We were there for 2 years. Then we went to California, and now we're back at because Woodland has the best place for a better party. So we're separated.
Let me tell you what an Emilio Rivera golf tournament looks like. It's party with a little bit of golf. Mm-hmm. You're going to be there for about 10 hours. A normal round of golf is about 4. All right. So you're going to go. You're going to be in a group. And then every group's just going to hang out. And you're going to play a little bit of golf. And you might finish. You might not.
I'm competitive, bro. You shouldn't have seen. No, bro. It's Disneyland. At the golf course. It's for adults.
That's dope.
And and I know we don't drink. I don't drink, but everybody else does. Mm-hmm. So we got cigars, food, and anything you want to drink, and not just one. Every hole.
Every hole. So that's June 15th.
And then DJs and bands.
Oh, great.
DJs and bands.
It's a party. It's a party.
It's unbelievable, bro.
And you can still have fun if you don't, because I don't drink either. Yeah. And, we know that. We all pretty sober. But, yeah, you can still have fun. It's still a good time, even if you're not
drinking. By the 9th hole, pretty much everybody just wants to sit down and relax.
Well, I'm excited that we got to share space. I got to learn about, the wonderful career. I know how much I'm inspired by this man, how much I truly love and appreciate his friendship. I'm glad that he answered my call and was like, yo, I'm there for you. Ladies and gentlemen.
I got to say this story. So on Instagram, I get like at least no less than 150 messages on the we call them the DMs, right? Yeah. So I'm going through. I'm just going. I check the blue dots. When there's a blue dot, okay, that might have been important.
Is that why you don't follow me? I need a blue dot.
No.
Verified. I check the blue dots.
No, because sometimes that's the only way they got a hold of me, right?
Yeah.
So then I go Taboo, and he goes, hey, bro, I want you to be in my video, right? It's 3 days later, I read this shit, right? And then I find out they're doing this L.A. It was already done.
Was it the East L.A. record?
Yeah,
you should have just told me. I would have.
Bro,
I was trying to hit him direct.
I know, but you could have just told me.
I go, bro, this is my. I hardly check. I hardly good. I mean, there's so many messages. I just go, if you got my number, then we're talking. You dig? Mm-hmm. And even sometimes that don't happen. But then, so now you got my number, homeboy. Because now that I saw the video. That video was fire, homeboy. I go, man, my wife might go.
Never too late for a remix.
We did the We LA remix.
But whenever you got something coming up, let me know, homie. It would be an honor.
Cool.
To be the same stage with you, man.
I love you, man. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Emilio Rivera.
Hey.
That's right, y'all. It's Taboo Nawasha, and I hope you enjoyed geeking out with me and going straight into geek mode. For more information, for more videos, subscribe, like, and comment. Share it with your friends. Much love. There it is.